And good morning. I'm Jack Minish with NBC2's Trash or Treasure. Well, Monday is President's Day, and my favorite president of all was Abraham Lincoln. And this morning I have items from his era. No, this stovepipe hat wasn't worn by Lincoln, but it is from the time period of his presidency. The typical stovepipe hat, as you probably know, was made of beaver pelt. And inside that, let's look at the inside here. It's in the top liner, it bears the maker's label. It says Knox Company of New York, and then below that it says Gahagan. Now, Gahagan is an Irish name, a family name, and it happens to be that Gahagans were a past haberdasher in Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, the price for an antique stovepipe hat like this one, around $60 to $75 in this particular condition. Now, earlier I posed the question, is this an original broadside advertisement poster from the evening Abraham Lincoln was assassinated? And that was April 14th, 1865 at Ford's Theater. Well, I'm almost positive it is. First off, the term broadside, let me tell you what that means. That means, refers to advertising printed on a one-sided sheet of a long and narrow paper, which this one of course is. And in this case, this measures 6 inches by 18 inches, and that's the proper measurements from the broadside from that evening. It's my understanding that John Ford, who owned and managed Ford's Theater, had extra souvenir broadsides printed that evening after the tragic event. And I think they continued to print souvenir posters for the following 3 days. Further proof that this broadside is an 1865 authentic broadside is right here as it reads Night 196. But in this case you can see part of the 6 is clipped in the printing process. Also here at the very bottom, the original should read, and this one does, H. Polkinghorne and Sons, Printers, D Street near 7th Street in Washington, D.C. Now, later reprints or reproductions would read instead, program used at Ford's Theater at the night Lincoln was shot. Further proof of this is that this is a broadside. This is not a playbill or a program, so they mentioned program in there, so that's how you would know that it's also a fake. And I have further positive proof. This broadside is printed on paper consistent with the period in 1865. Now, speaking of the paper that it's printed on and the broadside's condition, I'd say ours is in very good condition considering its age. But it has been folded at least 6 times and it has a few nibbles here and there. While I'm at it, here's an ironic happenstance from that evening. It is said John Wilkes Booth timed his gunshot to a moment of uproarious laughter that brought down the house every single night of this particular play. It happened as a line was directed towards a female cast member. The line was, "You sockledized old man-trap." Sockledizing means delivering the final blow or the knockout punch. As to the price of this historical important 1865 broadside, as I said, ours is in very good condition, so at auction it should bring at least $800 to $1,200. Now, an original that's in pristine condition can go as high at auction as $5,000. I'm Jack Minish with NBC2's Trash or Treasure, and hope to see you again next week.